Yields in the prairies are immensely variable. A decent crop is 40 bushels, that's a tonne an acre. Some are better than that, but not too many. There are times though when the men are harvesting some desperately thin crops, down to 15 bushels, less than a third of a tonne an acre. And then it's thin enough to see rabbits trying to escape the combines. By the time the men are into their 6th or 7th move, harvest is underway in the UK, where average yields of 4 tonnes an acre are common. That's 160 bushels in American terms.
That's tonnes per hour, that's tonnes per hectare.
Yeah.
We're just hitting now 16 tonnes, 17 tonnes a hectare.
Although Mark Fowler, who farms in Buckinghamshire, is turning in some spectacular yields, the land isn't easy to work. Mike Porter, father of James, is also in the middle of harvest. Now, what have you got in your hand there?
Well, that actually is probably more than one plant. It isn't all one plant, that's probably 2 plants. We put sufficient nitrogen on at the right time of the season so that we can manipulate the plant to give extra tillering. This will have had about 180 kilos, which will be about 140 units of nitrogen. This will have had probably three lots of different fungicides at different periods. Also added in there would have been an aphicide on the last pass.
Let me ask you, how long would you stay in business if you were growing a tonne an acre, 40 bushels?
We wouldn't be in business very long at all, but I will say that I think to a certain extent we do buy some of our yield with the use of fungicides. It would be nice, actually, I think, if we had half the yield or double the price.
In Britain, the high yields mean that farmers have to run big combines, but they don't need such wide headers. It's also impossible to make the sweeping curved corners they use on the prairies. The crop is so thick that the fingers would get bent out of true. Most headers are fitted with lifting tines because crops often go down under their own weight. Where the straw is needed for bedding material, the crop will be cut in lands so that the baler can get in and make a decent job. Another major difference between the prairies and Suffolk is in the moisture content at which the crops are harvested. Like most UK farmers, Mike Porter has his own grain store and drying facility because he'll often be harvesting grain at 19%. So it might need to be dried before it can be safely stored. But the dryer is one more vulnerable link in the chain, and breakdowns are bound to occur. This time, it's on the main reception pit elevator. It's going to be a late night for Mr. Porter.